Good morning. If you're catching this, you're catching the replay. All right, so I am so excited to share with you the February stamp of the month, and I am going to use it on this really fun layout. There was a consultant who posted some beautiful artwork using this style of scrapbooking to an art forum on Facebook. And I said, oh my gosh, I can totally do that. Now hers is a little bit more stunning than mine, but nonetheless, I still think this turned out beautiful. So I've created 3 design space images for you for free if you have the CTMH cartridges to use and make this your own. You can resize them as big or as little as your mats will allow. But I really want to get started and show you how I did this. This is super cute. You start out with a blank template like this. And what you do is you flip it over, or whichever side you want it to be, and you start filling it in with scraps. And it's going to end up looking like this on the back. Super, super cute. When you flip it over, you have this stunning collection of all the papers from your favorite paper pack, or maybe they are from, you know, just your scraps that you're using. So I created, like I said, the design space files, and I will link them here for you for free. You can print, you can cut this image, you can cut this image, and I also have a floral image for you to cut. They are super, super cute. But today we're going to finish off this layout. And what you need to do once you put your pieces on here is just trim them off to the side. So like there's a little piece hanging off right here. You just glue them on, and here's the ugly and here's the beauty. And we're going to put some dimensions on these on the back of this. We're going to add our photo mat, and we're going to work with the January stamp of the month to finish this layout out with a couple of extra embellishments. So I have some sequins that we can put on here. Let's get started by putting some dimension on the back of this so that we can pop this up. And the nice thing about having this the way that it is, I don't have to worry about my dimensions showing through. I can just put this on however and wherever I need to because everything's been covered up. So I think popping this up is going to give it some beautiful, beautiful shadow effect, which is going to come through nicely when it's a finished product. Now, when you're in the design space file and you go to cut this, I have cut this at 11.5, which is the biggest that it can go. And again, I cased this idea from another consultant. Her work was just absolutely stunning. She did a floral, one of these. Her file she purchased, she didn't create it. She purchased it from somewhere, and she gave a shout out. I happened to see it on Instagram. I'm not quite sure. And I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now. She's a consultant from New Zealand. Laura Moss, I think it is. I don't quote me on that. I could be definitely wrong. But anyways, I saw her inspiration or her design, and it inspired me, and I told her I'm going to the craft room right now and I am going to make this. This is stunning. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't think about this before. Basically, this is just an overlay found in Cricut, close to my heart. I think this one is from Artbooking. And I took an image and welded it, then took that same exact image and sliced it on top of that weld after centering it, which in turn gave me what you see here. So I'm super excited, just kind of finishing off putting all of these little dimensions on here so we can pop this up, and it will be stunning. This is a lot of dimensions, but I think it's well worth it for this style of layout. Don't want it to sink anywhere. And it's kind of hard to see where I've kind of put some and haven't put some, but I think we'll get it. Make sure my corners are covered nicely. I don't want it to sink in my corners, and I don't really want it to sink around my image here. I've used a star, as you can see on this one, and then the other 2 that I have used hearts as the cutouts. So I think that looks really good. I'm going to heat emboss my banner from the February stamp of the month. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check that out. I've posted in the bottom of my page some artwork. How do you get, Charisse, I will link, hi Donna, I will link the Design Space file for you for this template. I have 3 of them. So just hang tight, and when the video is over, I will post it in the description of this video for everybody to enjoy. But you do need to have the Close to My Heart cartridge. Artbooking, I believe, is where I got it from, or Artiste. I'll have to double check that in order to cut them out. Now, if you want a pre-made one, let me know, comment, and we can talk about that later. And I can see if I'm available to give that to you. I'm not quite sure what the Angel policy is on giving you a completed template. But anyways, so this is going to turn out beautiful. I know it is. Just bear with me while I pull off all of this release paper. I don't really have anything in mind of what picture I'm going to put with this. I might put a picture of my sweet grandmother. She turns 98 next month. And so this to me would be, I'm so blessed to know her. And that's the caption that I'm going to use for my photo mat. So this to me would be a very pretty layout, maybe to capture some memories that I have with her. So let's see. We're almost done, right? Like I said, you can re-image or resize this image to whatever you need that will fit whatever mats you're using. I think I got them all. Okay. So this one is cut at 11.5, which is the biggest mat that I have, which is a 12 by 12. So the biggest that it will cut is 11.5. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and push these down because it's right where I like it. I think it looks good here. Now I have my photo mat, which is right here. And I think I was originally going to put it up here because look, I put this heart in upside down. Nobody would have known that if I hadn't said a word, but I think I'm going to put my photo mat here. I don't like it in the center, but I think off to the side maybe will look great. So I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive off to the side here so that we can put that down. And then I'm going to add some dimension on the other side to help it stick up. So it doesn't sag when I go to put it on there, and it's supported. Yeah, that will be perfect. I always say, not always, I have gotten in the habit of saying perfect when something meets my expectations. So I thought that was kind of funny that I do that. Okay, I'm going to off-center it. Got my adhesive on here. Great. Now my picture is going to go right here, and I'm just using a photo mat here to, you know, help me because I don't know what picture I want to use yet. I'm pretty sure it's one of my grandma. I might even offset it like this. How cute would that be? But I'm going to use, this is the banner from the February stamp of the month, which is that heart happy one. I've used this a mess of times, and but this is the banner, and then I'm going to heat emboss. So I'm going to go ahead and get my heat gun all hot. And I'm going to use some Versamark ink. And this is going to say, I'm so blessed to know you. Thank you, Sarah. So glad you could join in. Okay, so it's Versamark ink, and I'm going to put it in some white embossing powder. Lots of white today. And just kind of tap off a little bit of that extra, because you know me, I always forget to use my static guy. And then I'll bring this up so you can see it like magic. turn it around so I don't burn my fingers. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love, 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 love using that because to me it is like magic. Okay, so I'm going to definitely put this right down here. I think that's going to be super cute. I'm going to put a little dimensional on the end. And I think I'm going to have to cut that down. I so talk super, super fast. I need to remember to slow down. I just feel like I got to get it all in, you know? So I'm going to put a little dimension here. And that's going to sit up there. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, and I want to put just a tiny dimension on the end of that. I just want to make sure that end piece is taken care of. I'm bending it up, careful not to crease it. And as you can see, my picture is going to slide nicely. When I find the one that I want, it's going to slide nicely right in there. So now I can embellish the rest of this to my liking. I have some cut aparts left over from my Heart Happy. So I have a little star, yes, because that's a star. I have a sun, so I can definitely put my sun in here. I think he's a little obtrusive. I think he's too much. I do have a heart, and I thought I could add the hearts, you know, somewhere on a circle that it really wouldn't matter if I covered it up. But I like these. And then I have a little butterfly. So I thought maybe I would stick my little butterfly in somewhere here. Maybe not. I don't like any of those. But I do have some sequins that I can totally add in. It's beautiful the way that it is, to be honest. It really doesn't need a whole lot of anything else. But let's see what a couple of sequins look like. Maybe I'll leave it alone. Maybe I'll put some extras in. It's just so beautiful on its own. I just hate to kind of mess it up by adding more, because sometimes less is definitely more. I don't know. I might have to play with this a little bit. I'm not too crazy about maybe even adding sequins in. I really think that this is just beautiful on its own. I think that there's just the right amount of space between all of these that this looks good. I think this looks lovely the way that it is. Okay, I will put the design space file so that you can cut your own. Here is the other one that I have. I'll flip this over so that you can kind of see it. I have two hearts, and the other one is a floral one. I don't have that one cut, but when you get into the design space file, you will be able to see that. Size it to suit your needs, and you guys have a fantastic day. Bye.